Hello my dear fellow developers. This video will probably be the last one in this tutorial for now, because I think we kinda reached the logical end of this functionality of this MVP. And this video, as I promised in the previous one, will be dedicated to refactoring. And I want to refactor this fetch with filter function where we use scan to get our items. But as you remember, I told you in one of the previous videos about DynamoDB that scan is not very performant method to get items from database, so we will replace it with query. But before we're gonna do it, I want to simplify our life a little bit and add a logout button here, because every time when I want to change the user, I had to go to application and delete cookies manually. But instead, I will just implement this logout button that will delete cookies for me. We will go to our client repository and we need our navigation, where we already have one link, it's button, and we can just add another one that is gonna be logout, and it's gonna be button, not the link. And we can just do this justify between, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, it worked. This is just a class from Tailwind CSS that tells our Flexbox container that we want to place our items on the equal distance between each other. So now in this logout button we will add on click. And we will create a function logout, and we need our cookies library, and let's see if we have a method to clear the cookies. Yes, we have this remove cookie method, so let's just go to our user form, it was login page. So we can copy some stuff from here. So let's copy this stuff. Here we have cookies, set cookie, and we will also add remove cookie as a third argument. And we will just call remove cookie for every cookie in this list. And of course we need to import our library. So we have refresh token and user ID. And now if you go to our website and try to log out, you see it deletes the cookies and it redirects our user to the login page. So that's it, and now we can log in with different user, the one that has many pictures uploaded. I just don't remember what was the email. I think this one. Yes, amazing. So we've got a bunch of our pictures here. Actually, I think there must be more, and by some reason I can't see the button. And I also noticed that we're missing the more button here. Even now we're loading 5 pictures and I know we have more pictures. So I want to debug it a little bit. I noticed that it might be because of this thing that we are cutting our response here to be under the limit. And sometimes it cuts off the last picture. Here we are cutting the rest of our response if it's above the limit, and we are not sending this back to our client. But our function thinks that we don't have any more items to show. So how are we gonna fix it? We will change it a little bit. Here we will create our truncated items. and we will slice our original items, and instead we will add truncated items here, and we will also use truncated items here, and we will change this condition. So we're gonna send undefined if we don't have last evaluated key, or if our truncated items are less than items. So one more time, if we have last evaluated key, or if we don't have it but our truncated items are smaller, shorter than original items, then we tell to our client that we have this primary key, this last key. If not, then it's undefined. So let's save it, and let's check if it helps to fix our button. So yes, the button is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I think it should send only 5 pictures, not 6. 1 second. So here we are slicing our truncated items under the limit, and then we're checking if items are less, and fetching another one. Oh yes, we have to return truncated items here as well. Yes, and now it should be fine. And we have 5 pictures. We load more, we have 6 pictures. And that's it. That's what we wanted to see. So now finally, the main thing I want to refactor here is in our fetch filter, we're using scan. But as I already told, it's not the best for the performance, and we should use query to get results from our database. So let's replace it and see what will happen. I just replaced it, and now I'm going to refresh my page. And we are not getting results because our query has a bit different parameters. It expects our key condition expression, our key conditions to be specified, as you see in this error message. So what should we change in our parameters? Let's go to the get photos, where we call this function, and let's take a look at our filter. We have 2 parameters, expression attribute values and filter expression, but our DynamoDB query method expects also this key condition whatever, and you can go and check in documentation, but I'll just do it here. So basically we want to change this thing and to remove this user ID part from our filter expression and move it to our key condition expression. And we don't need this one anymore. We can just get rid of it. And we also need to add this one here. And now we can try to use our query and see if it fixed. Yeah, I need to. Oh, it says query condition, missed keys, schema element, primary key. Oh yeah, I think we also need to provide here an index name that we created before. If you go to our backend table and we go to update settings and click on indexes. So why it is complaining? Because in this key condition expression we can't pass any column, any property of our document, we only can pass indexes. So if we want to use user ID, we need to create an index first on our database table. So we go to our backend photos dev and click here on indexes. Here we will create an index. So the partition key will be user ID. Yeah, you can see that if you explore items, you see here user ID, that's what will be our index. So we create it, and it says user ID index here. So we will just use the default values and we'll create an index. It will take some time, depends on the size of your database, I guess. And here we can just add this user ID index to our filter. So again, we will duplicate it before we refactor it. Finally, index name gonna be our user ID index, and same here. Now let's wait for the index to be created and let's check again. Our new index is created, and now we can try again and see if we can fetch our photos. Yeah, now we're fetching them successfully, and we're clicking one more and it's not loading. Why? Provided starting key is invalid. So after we set the secondary index to user ID, you may notice that when you click on the More button, nothing happens, and in the Network tab, we've got this error: the provided starting key is invalid. And if we go to our code, you will see that here in Get Photos we have this exclusive start key where we pass primary key. But now when we have our index user ID as well, we need to pass here user ID because it is also an index. And we can just pass it like that. And now let's test our More button if it will work. Now it works, it returns as new picture. And now we can take a look at our code for filter. You see a lot of duplication. Okay, so let's see what we have common in here and create a common. And it's gonna be our index name first, and these two things, basically these things are common. And then if we have a label, we're just gonna do it this way: if label, then our filter expression gonna be equal this, and our expression attribute values are gonna be label are gonna equal our label. And I think that's all. So we can actually, rename common to filter and to get rid of this one. Now we don't have a duplication code add for our label. We just add some stuff to our filter. Let's check if we didn't break anything. Let's just restart and let's take a look in this one. Yeah, we still can upload more pictures and we can filter for the parent tag. So we have our little application where we created our database, we connected it to Amazon recognition service, and we also save our pictures to S3, and we use AWS Cognito for user authorization. This is a very simple little application that you can use as a starting point for something else. I hope it was useful for you, and let me know if you want me to continue this tutorial, and if you want me to add some new features, or maybe you probably have another topics in mind that you would like to see on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe on my channel and hit the like button. Thank you.